Hey guys, welcome to the Team Hardcore training call. My name is Janelle Summers, and this is our weekly training. And this week is very special because we've invited all of our UK friends and Beachbody fans to hear about this Team Beachbody coaching business opportunity. So someone has invited you to this presentation because they think that you would really love this business as much as we do. This is a business that has completely changed my life. I've been doing this business, my husband and I, for over 9 years now. And my life is so different than it was 9-10 years ago. I was working too many hours, not getting any sleep, and I was actually working 2 jobs, didn't have time for myself, didn't have time for my family. And when this business opportunity came along, I honestly was just really skeptical. It just sounded too good to be true. And so I looked into it further and I realized that I could make time for this business. I could do it. Other people before me had done it on top of a full-time job, on top of having kids, on top of having a very busy life. They were able to fit this in and build this business into something amazing. And it's all about being on your own journey, helping other people while you're on that journey. It's not about being an expert. It's not about being a fitness guru. It's about being on your own journey and just inspiring people to be on their own journey. And as long as you can believe in yourself and believe in what fitness and health can do for you and can do for other people, then you're golden. So I am hosting this call on behalf of all of my leaders of Team Hardcore. We've gotten together in kind of what's like a mastermind group to put together, for those of you from the UK that are interested in joining this business opportunity, we've put together this entire pre-launch training series that I am so excited about. So we've put together all these small, short, bite-sized trainings for you to pick and choose what you want to learn more about. So maybe it's you want to learn more about branding yourself, or actually putting your story out on social media, putting yourself out on social media, how to actually work this business, how to network with people that'll be like-minded, how to not be that salesy, icky person that no one wants to be, how to really make this business work and have it be a success. I'm so proud to say that we have so many amazing coaches on our team and leaders on our team, and top 10 coaches and elite coaches and million club coaches, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm super proud of the trainings that we've put together for all of you. So I'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. But let me just tell you the flow of things for this presentation. First, we're going to have my sister speak, Chalene Johnson. So I'll introduce you to her in 1 minute. Then Mindy, one of my top coaches, is going to speak, and she's going to tell you her story and where she started. And then we're also going to have Arnold Nakaha from corporate. He is an executive director for Beachbody. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the corporate support that you guys will receive upon the launch. Now, the UK business opportunity is not launching until October 19th officially. So I know it might seem like that's a ways away, but trust me, if you really want to make this business something really big, you guys have a really unique opportunity to actually get some training from these trainings that we've put together for you in a very gradual, self-paced kind of way, so that you can have knowledge and confidence under your belt before you even join. I wish I had had that. So many of us wish we would have had that. And you guys will have that opportunity if you act quickly. So with that, I want to go ahead and introduce to you our first speaker, which is my sister. So first of all, she's a mom and wife. She's the creator of PIO, Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Chalene Extreme. She's the Smart Life Push Journal creator. Hopefully you've got your Smart Life Push Journals. She's the creator of the Marketing Impact Academy. She's the creator of Instagram Impact Academy. She's the creator of Smart Success. She is also a New York Times best-selling author for her book, Push. Oh my goodness, what else? What else am I missing? She's amazing, you guys, and I hope that you follow her on Snapchat. Her Snapchat is Chalene Official. I hope you follow her on Facebook. I hope you follow her on YouTube. I hope you follow her on Instagram. But on Snapchat, that's where she is most often right now. She's Chalene Official, and her account is hilarious and extremely helpful with all kinds of life hacks and business hacks. She also has podcasts. One is the Chalene Show. So if you get the podcast app on your phone, the Chalene Show is the one podcast. And the other one she has is Build Your Tribe. 2 podcasts that you're definitely going to want to subscribe to. So with that, I will introduce to you my most amazing sister, my biggest mentor, and the person who has impacted me most in my entire life. Chalene, are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Janelle. I really appreciate it. And this is such an opportunity. I'm so excited. I'm excited because I really believe in this, and I'm excited about the UK. I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited that people have taken some time out of their day to spend with us. So whether you're watching this live or maybe you're watching the rebroadcast, it's really important to me that I deliver on my promise to make good on the time that you're going to spend with me. So I want to first start by asking you if you know how much the average household in the UK currently has in debt. The average UK household right now is over £13,000 in debt. That's the average. And of course, there are some people who we know are carrying a lot more debt than that. Did you also know that the average business, 80% of them fail year one? 80% of businesses fail year one. Well, what if I could teach you how to create passive income so that you could get out of debt? And maybe even better than getting out of debt, you could actually have a savings or actually have enough financial freedom that you could do like fun things like go on vacation or just buy those things without having to look at the price tag, or just have peace of mind when you laid your head down at night. You know, for some people, that's a lot of money. For some people, it's like, just get me out of debt and I will be so happy. What if I could teach you a way to build a business or share an opportunity with you that feels very natural, that is something you probably already believe in? It's not snake oil. It's not a gimmick. It's not a fad. It's not going away. But it's something that is going to feel very natural and doesn't require sales and can help you build a proven business without the risks associated with having to start your own business. That's what I want to do for you today. I want to share that story with you. And to do so, I kind of have to go back a little bit because I think this is going to really make sense to you if I can share this story with you. I have been a serial entrepreneur since age 13 or younger. I put myself through college at Michigan State University by flipping cars. I don't know if that term correlates in the UK, but basically what I did was I would buy old cars from an auction. And by old, I mean like maybe 5 or 10 years old that were beat up. And then I would repair them cosmetically. And when I say cars, I mean like one car at a time, because that was all I could afford to do. I literally took the money I saved as a kid, and that's the first business that I started. And I would repair the vehicles, paint them, fix them up cosmetically, resell them, and make a little chunk of change. And that was kind of my first viable business. From there, I had so many other different businesses, many of which failed or cost me money or just barely made money. And I often was doing that in conjunction with working full time. But my goal was always to find that thing that would make me enough money that I could quit my full-time job and just devote all of my time and passion to what it was I was most excited about, and that gave me that freedom to work when I wanted. And it took a lot of businesses to finally figure out the one that was going to make that possible. A lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of sleepless nights when my husband Brett and I have been married for 22 years. But when we first got married, in the first 10 years of our marriage, I slept on average 4 hours a night. Because that's what you do when you're trying to start a business. When you hear people talking about hustle and grind, that's just what I thought you were supposed to do. And frankly, a lot of the things that I was developing and testing and trying to create and invent didn't work. So I'd find myself further in debt and having to create new things and come up with new ideas and new ways to market it and shipping and and staffing and inventory. And it was hard, really hard. But it also eventually provided me with a type of freedom that I wanted for other people. Most importantly, the people that I love, my friends, my family, my sister. Now, my sister Janelle was kind enough to give me that introduction today, and I have to say, she's my little sister. She's taller than me, but she's my little sister. And as an older sister, many of you may have had this experience. I feel very protective of her, and I've always looked out for her, and I've always also bossed her around a little bit, because that's what older sisters do. If you just listen to me, your life will be perfect. That is the mantra of every older sister. So I was always like, Janelle, let me fix things for you. You need to go into business for yourself. She, at the time, when I had my own business, was working full-time corporate. And I knew she wanted to start a family. I knew she and her husband both had these like really kind of unfulfilling corporate jobs. So I convinced her, I'm like, you got to just take a risk and go for it. Start your own business. And she did. She and her husband started a restaurant, and it cost them a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of heartache. And it was a learning lesson. But I always felt like really guilty. I'm like, God, I really pushed her to like step out of corporate to have this like freedom, and she didn't. Like, that didn't go so well. Meanwhile, as my business began to expand, one thing that I started to do was partner with an infomercial company. That infomercial company happens to be Beachbody. And after about 4 or 5 years into my very positive relationship with Beachbody, they came up with this concept, which is now known as coaching. And they said, what we're going to do is people lose weight and they love these programs, and they are getting amazing results, and they're telling their friends about it. And why wouldn't we just reward people for telling their friends about it? Like, basically give them a percentage of, like, they're the salespeople. They've lost the weight, or they feel great, or they're on their journey, and everyone's like, I want to do it too. We should make up some type of a opportunity where people are actually rewarded for that. That's the coaching opportunity. So if I can just give you guys a little clarity on terms, I am what's known as a super trainer, which basically just means I'm the person in the videos. And now there are several super trainers. When I first came on board with Beachbody back in 2004, it was myself and 2 other trainers, Tony Horton and Debbie Siebers. Today, there are lots of super trainers. You probably know myself and Sean T and Autumn. But at the time, we were called trainers. And they've developed this concept where people could basically refer people to a workout and be paid. It was called the coaching opportunity. So there's super trainers, coaches, and I want you to think of coaches as they're like distributors. It's almost like having your own mini franchise, if you will, except that you don't have to have a building or inventory. It's like turnkey. And then there are customers. So coaches who referred people to whatever it was that was helping them, they would work with their customers. So when Beachbody proposes to me, again, I'm protective of my sister. I'm not going to let her walk down the wrong path again. I'm not going to lead her astray. I'm not going to give her bad advice. So I told her, just hold off. Let me watch this and see what's happening, and let me investigate for you. So for a year, I told her, do not sign up as a coach. Do not do this yet, because I didn't want her to make a mistake, nor did I want any of my friends to make any kind of mistake. So I did my research, and I help people start businesses. I investigate businesses and franchises and other opportunities. So I actually knew what I was doing. I knew what I was evaluating. I looked at the comp plan. I looked at how viable this business was, what it was they were offering, everything. And I came to my sister and I said, listen to me. I'm your older sister. You're going to do what I tell you to do. Girl, you need to do this. This is who you are. And she's like, but Chalene, I'm not you. I'm not loud and obnoxious. I'm just kidding. I'm not like that on camera. I'm shy. That's not me. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to. I'm like, it's not sales. This is doing exactly what you're doing, but with a purpose. It's all the things you believe in. And I'm telling you, Janelle, the people that are like salesy, they aren't making it. It's not working for them. But the people who have like your personality, the people who truly are in this for the right reasons, and they just want to help people, they're killing it, which means you will kill it. And you've got that persistence and that tenacity. And And I know you need to do this. And she was a little hesitant at first, but I was incredibly bossy. And I told her, you need to do this. I also told I had that same conversation with my mom. I had that same conversation with my 10 best friends. Now, I don't have the opportunity to become a coach. Do I wish I did? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I wish I could be a coach. I'd kill it. You know why? Because this is what I live and breathe and eat, and I love it. But I'm not able to be a coach, and I wasn't going to have that opportunity be missed by the people I love and care about the most. I tell you that story because I need you to know that what I'm saying is not just the advice I would give my best friend, it's the advice I would give my mother, my brother, my sister, my best friends. And most all of those people believed me because they trust me, because all I have is my integrity. And most of them became coaches. Not right when Beachbody started, but after it had some time to get some legs underneath it. It's not about the time when you join per se. It's about doing it the right way, working and understanding how to customize this for yourself. Here's what's possible. The time my sister was struggling to spend time with her family, struggling to make payments. At the time, she was working for me full time. And I'm like, Janelle, it kills me how many hours you have to work. I want you to do this coaching opportunity because I know that it will build that passive income for you. And eventually you're going to be able to quit working for me. And she did. Not too much longer after the time that she started, she was able to quit. And her and her husband were able to do this together. And I can list for you name after name after name after name, people I personally know and personally suggested that they do this, who have had similar situations and have been able to move into their dream homes and live a life where we take extended vacations and take time off when we need to because somebody's sick or needs us without having to walk in and ask your boss. Have the ability, you know what it's about? Because I think for most of us who are drawn to fitness, it's not about money. Don't get me wrong, that's nice, but it's about freedom. It's about choice. You know, you're going to hear from some amazing people today. Another one of my friends, Mindy Wender, and to just see that this has provided her with an opportunity to make the right choice for her family, that so many people don't have that ability. What's possible are amazing stories of transforming other people. And nothing feels better than helping other people. I know some people are really motivated by money. It's great. And if you do the work, if you persist, you'll be successful. But if you go into this, I need to make a lot of money, if you go into anything that way, you want to become a stockbroker and that's your mindset, good luck. The universe doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. The universe rewards people who have their heart in the right place and go into things for the right reason. That's a truth bomb. So I've watched this happen time and time again with so many people who go into it for the right reason and go about it not as a salesperson, but as someone who just wants to be helpful in all areas. And what is this? What is this thing that I'm talking about? Coaching? What coaching is it means you're putting yourself out there and saying, I want to help people. I've either just started my journey, I'm on my journey, or I want to help other people get on this journey. It's not about being super fit. It's not about being in fitness. It is, though, about a heart-centered leader, someone who really cares about other people, and they're going to give you their honest opinion. They're going to listen. They're not going to push things down your throat. One of the reasons why my sister and so many of my friends are very skeptical, because they've seen the ugly side of network marketing. And so have I. It's the people, they're still out there that, jump down your throat and hey, have you heard of this product? And they're always trying to sell you. You're stop. I know you're trying to sell me something. Why don't you get to know me and figure out how you can help me? And FYI, I think the most helpful people are people who are just willing to put themselves out there and say, you know what? I have got an amazing restaurant for you to try. If that's you, if you're that person who's always thinking of things that's going to make other people's lives easier, I've got an amazing school that you should look into for your kids, or I've got this restaurant that you and your husband should try, or oh my gosh, did you know that our favorite store is having their annual sale this year? That's a helpful person. A person who's only focused on telling you about fitness products is called a salesperson. And they're also going to be annoying and they'll be hidden. This is about who you are, all the different facets, all the different interests that you have. Everything that you've done up until this point fits with what you're about to do because it's part of who you are. That's all that this is. This is about putting yourself out there and saying, I want to help people. And when you do help people and it happens to relate to health and fitness, you'll make extra money. You'll make passive income. Some people a lot more than others. It's about persistence and it's about understanding that there are systems in place. The reason why I love this opportunity is this. What I do, in addition to being a super trainer for Beachbody, like I'm at my headquarters here in Aliso Viejo, California. My full-time job is in fitness. My full-time job is helping people from around the world build their online business. So I've got doctors and lawyers and people who sell software. I've got people who do online academies and programs, people who have Shopify stores, you name it. But I tell all of my students, you're a fool not to at least, even if you're doing those things, consider network marketing as an additional option. It's ready-made. It's turnkey. You don't have to invent anything like I had to. You don't have to wonder how to market, package, sell, ship, anything. You just have to know how to be helpful. And that's a pretty amazing opportunity. That's an opportunity that, again, I wish I had. I had so many failures and so many struggles and lost hundreds of thousands of dollars starting and trying new businesses. This is the type of opportunity that allows you to keep your full-time job and to devote maybe a couple of hours a week to building this. A couple of hours, like, come on. We all spend and waste a couple of hours every week. We can find that. And people who are willing to scrape out even more than a couple of hours will see themselves in a completely different place next year. A year's going to pass. The question is, do you want your life to look unrecognizably cool a year from now? Because if you do, you have to take action. The time is going to pass. The question is, are you willing to spend just a couple of hours doing something you're already passionate and interested in, something that's legit? This isn't soap. This isn't eye cream. It's health and fitness. It's eating healthy and exercise. There's nothing more profound. There's nothing that's going to help people's marriage, their livelihood, their energy, their productivity, their inner happiness, their mental well-being than those things. It's health. It's amazing. And Beachbody is the only company that does this. It's the only company that doesn't just sell potions and powders. They're really about fitness and helping people get well from the inside out. Personal development, physical development, all of these things, nutritional development. And it's ready-made, it's turnkey. You don't have to design a website. You don't have to house any inventory. You don't have to take out a loan for $100,000 like you're shaking the dice and hoping that your franchise takes off or spending 3 or 4 years to ever make it profitable if it works, because only 20% of companies will ever make it past the first year anyways. That's why it is such an incredible opportunity. Now, I know my sister mentioned that on October 19th is when this opportunity formally launches in the UK. You launch today. Today you launch if you make the decision that you want to be ahead of the game. And I can't think of a better place to be than ahead of the game. So you've got an opportunity today. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you're serious about this, the people who've invited you to this opportunity today to watch me live, they care about you, but they're also very busy. And they're not looking for looky-loos. They're looking for people who want someone to work with them, someone who can take some direction, someone who can take some initiative, someone who can say, all right, I get it. I'm going to do my part. Coach, put me in. And if that's you, you need to take action right now. So I'm going to wrap my little time here with you up. But what I would love to see in the comments, I would love to jump into the comments and see that people have gone back to the person who invited you to this training and said, put me in. Because what they're willing to do is work with a very small group of you prior to the launch on October 19th. On October 19th, it's like your mom and dad are about to adopt a bunch of kids. You get to be in there early. Very small group of individuals that the coach who invited you here is going to take you through pre-season training. Give you that head start. It's like preparing you before the launch date. Your launch date is right now. So don't wait another second. I want you to log off of this if you need to and go directly to your coach and then log back in and say, I did it. I committed. Today I launched. So the comment I'm looking for in your comment section is today I launched. But don't put that in the comments unless you legit reached out to the person who introduced you to this opportunity today. And I'm just really excited. I'm excited to come to the UK. I'm excited about this opportunity for you. I'm excited to hear about what is possible. The changes that are going to happen in your life if you take action are remarkable. But they don't take action. It doesn't work if you let doubt slip in. If you give yourself a moment and go, you know what, this sounds good. I'll think about it. No, you won't. You'll forget about it. And you'll miss that opportunity, that small opportunity that they're offering to you today to work with an elite group pre-season before we launch on October 19th. So it's been my honor to be here. I told my sister that I would try to be silent for a few minutes and see if I could answer any questions that maybe have come up or that she might want me to elaborate on.
So far, the comments. Am I echoing?
A little bit.
Well, the comment thread is going nuts right now, and everyone wants to be adopted. They don't want to waste any more time. They're all super pumped up. I mean, you hit the nail on the head where, and that was my thought before joining too, is that this is the whole package. There's no other business like this. This is completely unique, and it's everything that I truly believe really impacts people from the inside out, and that's what I want to do, and I think that's what most of us want to do. We're here because we've experienced fitness and health in some way, shape, or form, and it's changed our lives. It's changed our confidence. It's changed our relationships, and we want that for our friends and for our family members and for other people who are struggling, really struggling because of their health or because of their mindset or because of their confidence or because of their body image. And this is that business that helps us as coaches stay on track ourselves. It keeps us accountable. And it's that business that helps us help so many other people in such a really deep and profound way that I believe no other business can. So I thought
I wanted to mention, because I've found in the work that I do, a lot of people are intimidated by the word business.
Oh,
they're like, I've never owned a business. Plus, I have a full-time job. Plus, I have 3 kids if you count my husband. Plus, I have, they're like a business. No, and so I think it's really important that sometimes we use the word business and we probably shouldn't, because I think the right way to look at this opportunity is an opportunity for extra income. And raise your hand if you don't need extra income. And I guess if Oprah's watching, that's the only hand that's up. Right. But everyone else needs extra income. And if you think about it that way, you're like, I'm just going to go into this with a mindset of helping people to create some extra income. Then you don't have all that pressure on yourself of this needs to be big and I need to be able to buy a yacht. It's extra, it's passive income. It's extra income that you can make, especially if you're crazy busy. You can do it at night. You can build it slowly so that it can get to a point where you have, as I spoke about in the beginning, the choice, the freedom to quit your job. Maybe you don't want to quit your job. Maybe you freaking love it.
Right.
But this complements it. I've got a friend who owns a cycling studio, and she loves her cycling studio. And this complements that because she's able to, when people are only with her a couple times a week, she can give them alternative workouts to just cycling because you need more than just cycling. Or she can talk to them about their nutrition. Or there's a lot of people who are like, I am not going into the gym until I lose some weight.
Yes.
So she can help them with their nutrition. And so I hope that people aren't intimidated by the thought of this being a business, because it can be. It's got that potential. Right. But I think it's easiest if we all look at this as passive income. It's the reason why the students who are in, that I coach, the students who I help to build their online businesses, I don't care if they're a doctor, lawyer, my own son. My son he's started his own business and he's in his first year in college. And I said, Brock, you need to do this. Network marketing, it's that thing. It's like putting money away, but you're going to make a lot more money than what you would if it was just in a savings account.
Right.
Like, start now. Don't wait. You're 18. Don't wait.
Exactly. Good point. Okay, so I don't think there's any questions other than everyone's just really fired up. And you guys, I hope you are, just like Chalene said, go to that person that invited you to this presentation, and whether you send them a DM on Instagram or you send them a Facebook inbox message or you send them an email, however it is you normally connect with them, make sure you get into this ASAP, because we're going to be coaching you through this pre-season launch of training, and you'll be able to do it at your own pace and fit it in when you have time. But we're working with a small group of individuals, so you want to make sure that you get in with that coach that invited you to this presentation and make sure that you have access, because we need to be able to give you access to these amazing trainings that we've just created.
Janelle, I'm going to say thank you, but is it okay if I jump in the comments so I can see people who are actually doing this?
Absolutely, and I'll go ahead and introduce Mindy Wender. Did you have anything else, Chalene?
Just thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for doing this and taking your time out. That's how tall she really is, you guys. She was standing on a stool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you guys my next, I'm laughing, my next speaker, and I'm very proud of Mindy Wender. She is one of my top coaches in the business, and she's one of my dearest friends. She's a mom and wife. She is a superstar diamond. She's a for many years, she's been an elite coach, which you'll know what that means later, but she's one of my top coaches. She's in the Million Club. What haven't I said yet? She's someone that, first of all, I met her on social media, and I had already been coaching for about a year. And Mindy was one of those people that, you know, when she would message me and when we go back and forth, she just always was so sweet and so complimentary, and she really just stood out to me. So when we got to talking about this business opportunity, I was so fired up about Mindy. And I think she'll tell you that she probably didn't necessarily think of herself the way I viewed her, and how amazing I viewed her, and what a great coach I thought she would be. So I thought it would be impactful to hear her story and where she started, because many of you that are watching this, if you're not a coach already, or maybe you already are a coach, you're from the US or Canada and you already are a coach, and you need to hear Mindy's story. Because a lot of us, when we first start off, and I know I was like this myself, we don't see our full potential. We see our lives as mundane, and it's just like everybody else's, and we don't know our own full potential sometimes until someone else says something, and it's that flicker of hope, like, wow, maybe I have something to offer people. Maybe I have something that I can give to others that'll make me feel more confident. Because when you serve others, you guys, you feel more confident. It's just so fulfilling, so beyond more fulfilling than what the financial aspect of a business is. Just building that confidence and building relationships, it's huge. So with that, let me introduce to you Mindy Wender. Go ahead, Mindy.
Hi. Okay, can you hear me, Janelle?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. So first of all, thank you so much, Janelle. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, because you guys, Janelle has, she really, I can honestly say she changed my life, because what she just said is 100% true. And I think this is for a lot of people who started this, enjoying this opportunity, is that we just don't see ourselves as somebody that could, even Chalene mentioned this, own a business or be a business owner. So when I went to Janelle and I said, oh dude, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, I had all these doubts and insecurities, and I just didn't see my full potential, but Janelle did. And she always encouraged me and said, hey, if I can do this, you can do this. And so I just, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful that she saw that in me and introduced this opportunity to me, because it has completely changed my life. So first of all, thank you so much for that introduction, Janelle, and Chalene like killed it. So I'm just going to share my story. Like I'm just a regular person. So I never had any business background. I was never a business owner. I wasn't even in the fitness industry, honestly. I actually would consider myself more lazy than somebody who was like an inspiring fitness person. So I'm going to take you back then, 8 years ago, because I've been doing this for 8 years now. I'm going to take you back 8 years ago and just kind of share with you where I was, because I feel like sometimes I know when I listen to a webinar like this or a call like this, before I joined, I was just like, I cannot do this. But when I realized what it was and what it took to be successful, that's when I was like, oh dude, yeah, I can do this. So let me take you back 8 years ago. So I was working 40 hours a week. I was a brand new mom. And before I had my son, I didn't realize like how obsessed you get or like passionate or in love you get when you have your child. You just want to be present. You want to see all of the first things they do, and you don't want to miss one thing, especially with your first kid. It's like, it's so intense, the love that you feel for this child. And so when I realized, I'm like, okay, I didn't plan this through. Like I have to go back to work and leave him for 40 hours a week. And I don't feel like I can honestly do that. And so I tried to look for things to do on the side and stuff, but I didn't find anything that sparked that, fire in my belly or that passion in me that I thought I would enjoy doing this and I would be good at doing this. So I actually went back to work. I dreaded it. So not only am I stressed out to the max that I have to miss all my son's, like I missed the first time my son crawled. I missed a lot of his first things because I was working so much. But on top of that, we were stressed because we were financially stressed. Like every single day we were stressed to get, go and get groceries was difficult for us to do. We had assistance from the state to help us financially and stuff. And so I'm so grateful for all of that, but it was a stressful period of time. Then 3 months, Lane was about 3 months old at this time. And my husband, who was a contractor and was the breadwinner of our family, the person who made, the most money in our household, he was actually laid off from his job completely for 6 months. So I was the only person in our household earning an income at this point in time. So I actually, thankfully, I was working for my father as an office manager. Thankfully, my dad let me work more hours. So now I went from 40 hours a week. Now I'm working 50 hours a week. So it's like I was actually getting further away from what I wanted to do. Was getting like, it's never going to happen type of thing now. And so, so I was just super unhappy, and I became a negative person and a victim type of person. Like, poor me, nothing's ever going to change. And I was nagging my husband all the time. And finally, long story short, I got sick and tired of feeling that way. And I remember the thing that made me feel good. Like, when was the last time I felt good? And it was prior to becoming pregnant, and I was working out. I was doing a program called Turbo Fire, and Chalene Johnson, that you just heard from, is the creator of that. I was never like a fitness person at all. And I've tried the gyms. I tried other home workouts. I never stuck to anything. And until my mom purchased me this fitness program. And I just loved it. I fell in love with it. And on top of that, she purchased it for me and my sisters. So we all three got this. So it was like it was like a community for me and my sisters, kind of like, we were like, hey, did you get your workout in today? So we held each other accountable. It was just fun, right? And so I remember I loved doing that. So that's what I got back to doing. I got back to working out. And that's when I went to social media to get motivation, because at the time I'm not getting a lot of sleep. I'm working overtime. I'm stressed. I'm unhappy. All these things. I'm unhealthy. So I would go to social media to get inspired. And that's where I met my coach, Janelle. And I saw she said something about coaching. And this is what I thought. There's absolutely no way I can do this because I'm not a business person. I've never owned a business. I'm not at my goal weight. I had no transformation story. I've actually always been naturally thin, but like not fit. You know what I mean? So it's like not that I had this huge transformation story to share with other people like I was seeing so many other coaches have. And I saw so many other coaches that were personal trainers, or they were group fitness instructors where they host group classes. And I was just like, oh, maybe I need to first do those things and become a fitness professional. Then I would qualify for coaching. And then on top of that, I had some experience with network marketing, not personally, but my older sister was a network marketing, and I would go to her. She would host like home parties at other people's houses and talk about the products and stuff. And I just remember sitting there because I would go and help her, like her little assistant. And I remember when I would go there, I was like, oh my God, watching my sister get in front of the room and talking to other people was like, this is something I could never do. I was extremely shy. Like this situation that's happening right now, I would have never done 8 years ago because I would have been scared to death. But when I went to Janelle and I told her, these are my concerns, after I watched a webinar kind of like this, and I went to the person who invited me to this, like we were just telling you guys to do. And I voiced my concerns. I said, listen, this is what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, I'm not like the ideal coach to be on your team. I don't think I even qualify for this. And she's like, Mindy, listen to me. That is not what this is about. That is not what this is about. First of all, I consider myself shy, she said. And if I can do this, you can do this. And then she addressed all my other concerns, and she said this. She just kind of what Chalene was saying, that it's not about you trying to sell something, which when I was at that home party with my sister, that's what I felt, the vibe. And by the way, when I worked as an office manager for my father, he owned 2 businesses. It was an appliance and furniture store where he sold those things. And then the other part of the business was fixing the appliances. And so he would always try to get me out on the sales floor. It was even called the sales floor. And he's like, come on, let me help. You would be so good at this. I'm like, Dad, there's no way I will ever sell anything. It's awkward, it's weird, and I suck at it. I would tell him that all the time. And it's so weird that here I am. But that's what Janelle was telling me. It's like, it's not about selling. You don't have to sell. Honestly, Mindy, you will be better at this if you're leading with your heart and with just wanting to serve other people and just sharing what you're doing, sharing your honest truth, and sharing what, the people who you help, sharing their stories with other people and what's working for them, and just honestly leading with the intentions to serve. And so I was like, I can do that. I definitely can do that, because I always was that person. Like when I found Turbo Jam, even before I was a coach, I sold it to all my friends without even trying to sell it. I was like, oh my gosh, seriously, you have to try this workout program. The trainers, like down to earth, the girls from Michigan, like, oh, by the way, I'm from Michigan. I'm from a super small town in Michigan. And so Chalene and Janelle are from Michigan. So when she was from Michigan, she's down to earth. She makes it fun. She makes fitness fun. And that's what was lacking when I would go to the gym and all these things. So tell everybody about this. And they were like, well, I want to do that. How do I buy it? I was like, I don't know. Let me ask my mom, because I didn't even buy it for myself. But now here I am, and I started this business. And did it take off? And did I become like a huge success overnight? No, it took some time, because here I am working 50 hours a week. And I'm working on myself because, like I said, I was shy and I had some insecurities. So I wanted to become a better person while doing this, because that's part of this business too, you guys. It's not all about what you look like on the outside. What you gain from this opportunity on the inside will forever change who you are as a person, and not change who you are as a person. Let me rephrase that. You already have that person within you. This business will just bring that out, and you'll become the best version of yourself, a better mom, a better wife or husband, or father. You just become better. You're surrounded by the right people. You're surrounded by people encouraging you. You're encouraging other, which makes you feel better and more positive. And you can read certain books to help you with that, and listen to all these training calls that we do. You just become a better person. And so So here I am working on myself and working on my business, plus I'm working full time. But I was so excited when I started, and I was so passionate about what I was doing. I wasn't making any money at the beginning because I wasn't following all Janelle's tips at the beginning. But when I did, when I said, okay, Janelle, I'm done messing around here. I'm ready. Tell me what to do and I will do it. Which, by the way, the people on this webinar who get in early, like Chalene was just telling you, go to your coach, message that, or go to the coach who invited you to this, and they're going to take you and walk you through like the steps on what to do. So then when we do launch in October, you're going to be like soaring. I wish that I did that because it took me a couple months to kind of catch my groove, but you're going to get that exactly what I'm talking about right now. When I was told, hey, do this, this, and this, and all this, and I started to apply those things, I started taking off, and it started to click, and it started to just become like my passion. It was so much fun. And something that I did is I started to set goals for myself, and you're going to learn this too. So I'm not, this isn't a goal setting thing, but I started to set goals for myself. And on top of my goal sheet, I would write out my goals once a week. And on top of my goal sheet, I would write this: set out every single day to help as many people as I possibly can without expecting anything in return. And so that's what I did. So I wanted to mention that because if you go into this and you lead with the right intentions and you are passionate about this and you truly just want to serve, you will be successful. You will see results in your business. You just have to lead with the right mindset. You don't have to be like, have this before and after. You don't have to be a business person. You don't need to have all these things, because I have none of that. I didn't have a big circle of people. Like I said, I'm from the smallest town in this little town in Michigan, okay? And I'm from a super small town, so I didn't have like this big circle of people. But with social media, I was on a level playing field with everybody. And we're going to teach you how to maximize social media, like I said, in your little, our little training that we do for you. So let's take you back to now to the present moment. In my first year, my goal was to just go part-time. So I have a day or two extra with my son. Remember, I told you I wanted to be present with my son because I was missing everything. So I told Janelle, I was like, okay, yeah, if I could just take like Tuesdays off, that would be sweet. And here I am 12 months into my business, and I completely quit my 50-hour-a-week job to be at home with my son. I quit my job. I quadrupled what I was making as an office manager, working 50 hours a week. I quadrupled that and was making quadruple that with Beachbody, okay? And I was doing half the hours with Beachbody, because even though when I say I quit my full-time job to do Beachbody from home, it wasn't like I then went to be 50 hours a week with Beachbody, because that defeats the purpose, right? I worked part-time from home. So I fit it in the mom cracks, as I like to call it. I did it, before my kids wake up, or I did it and I do it before my kids wake up, or during their nap time, or after they went to bed. Because something that I made the decision when I started this business, the reason why I started this is because obviously I was passionate, but the number one personal reason for me is so I could be present with my kids and with my family. And so I wasn't going to start another thing that was going to take me away from that. So I stay true to that. I teach my team on that. You can totally do this while working full-time and having a family, because I've done it. I'm proof. And I have a team of people, and so does Janelle. We have tons of moms, tons of people with families or full-time jobs, and they're doing this too, part-time. And so on top of all those things, so I quit my job so I was more present. We were able to have more children. I have 3 kids now, and we were able to pay off all debt, completely debt-free. We built our dream home. A couple years into our business, we built our dream home in our tiny little town. We built our dream home. But here's the cool thing about this. We took out a 30-year loan for our home, and I paid it off. We paid off our home 29 years early.
Whoa.
So We built our house, and in a year we paid it off cash because of this opportunity. Now, I didn't get into this, and Janelle can vouch for me. I was not into this. So like, okay, how much money am I going to make? Like, those were never my goals. My goals were always wanting to do something that I thought was fun, because I hated my job. And an office manager, if you knew me, it ain't my strong suit. Like, I'm not organized, or like, no. But this was something that I was passionate about. This was something that was going to get me present and be home with my family. This is something that I can actually make a difference in other people's lives, and you know, hang out with people who I click with and help these other moms. And it was just everything I ever wanted, and do it from social media, because I'm kind of like a social media type of nerd. Like, I like to learn this stuff. I like to work on social media. So I was getting to do everything that I loved all in one. And of course we get to take family vacations. We go to Disney World and we do all these things. But here's one thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to mention, because I think it's pretty impactful. And I think even if you don't relate to this exact situation that I'm going to tell you, I think that you can understand, even if you want to help other people who have a similar situation, or you never know what the future holds. Curveballs come to your life. And so a couple years in the business, I was on the top of my game. I was, you know, debt-free, paid off our home, built our home, and then paid it off. We were taking vacations. I was present with my family, like everything I ever wanted, doing something I love. I had everything. And then we had 2 children at this time. We had my son Lane, who is now 4, and then we had this beautiful baby girl. Her name was Lily. Her name is Lily. And so we were like perfect family, a boy and a girl. Like, dude, we are lucky, you know. And then at 15 months old, she was so, like, before that she was just talking and connected, and she loved to be hugged and snuggled and all these things. And then at 15 months old, we started to notice her slowly drifting off into her own world. She stopped talking. The words that she once had, like mama, dada, these words, gone. She was completely silent, completely silent. She didn't want to be touched. If she'd be playing on the ground with something, I'd go sit down and be like wanting to play with her, you know, like playing on the ground with your child. She'd get up and walk away. She didn't want anything to do with interaction. And finally I decided to bring her in, and we had the diagnosis. We found out that she was diagnosed with autism, that she had autism. That devastated me. Devastated me. And of course, here I am with this huge business and this huge team and all of these things. And I just wanted to be there for them. But at that point, I was like, I need you guys here for me. Like, I can't be that person for everybody right now, because I can't even get myself out of bed. Right? But the point of this, and why I'm telling you this, is that because of this, the community that you'll be a part of, because of the personal development that I've gained from being a part of this company, because of the person who I became, a strong, independent, determined, driven, persistent person. I was none of those things. I was never an overachiever, none of those things, but we all have that potential within us. We have more potential within us, all of us, than we can use in 100 lifetimes. So it was within me, but I never tapped into all that until I started becoming a coach. And because of all those things, when we had this devastating news, I didn't want to get out of bed, right? But I was able to pick myself up after a week or two, pick myself up and say, you know what? I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting that there's nothing you can do, because that's what we were told, that she'll never speak again. There's nothing you can do. I said, I'm not accepting that. I know what this person with this little beautiful girl is capable of. And I know she has so much potential in her tiny little body. And I'm going to do whatever it freaking takes to help this little girl. And so that's the day that I started our journey with helping Lily live have the best quality of life, tapping into her potential, helping her heal. And so that's part of our journey as well. and I'll get to something in a second, but I just want to mention, none of this I wouldn't have been able to, you guys know where I was 8 years ago, right? Broke, working 50 hours a week. Think of the life this little girl gets to have because of coaching. I'm able to provide certain treatments, see the best doctors, give her the best supplements, and be with her every single day because I'm not away from her. And having to find a babysitter to watch a child with autism is scary. They can't tell you what happened. You know, she wouldn't be able to express to us what happened, if she likes the sitter, whatever. None of that. So I get to be there and be involved in her life every single day, every hour of the day. Now, that's impactful to me. That speaks more than like, oh, we got a nice car. So, I mean, that's cool. Like, I had a nice car on my goal board, on my vision board. Those things are awesome. I had a ton of those things, like a cottage and a boat and all those things, but nothing compares to what this opportunity has done for our lives and for our daughter's life. Nothing. Never will, hands down. And now, just so you know, like I said, I'm from a small town in Michigan. I know you guys kind of probably like, so I don't know what that means. But now, just to let you know, we went to a doctor recently. He recommended that we moved across the country to seek treatment for my daughter. And I was able to make a decision within a few days to move our family, our 3 children, across the country to live here for 4 to 6 weeks or however long it takes to provide this treatment for her. That is choices. That is freedom. And that is why I am so passionate, and I find it's my responsibility. And I'm so honored that Janelle asked me to speak so I could share all this with you guys, because I feel like it's literally part of my purpose, and it's my responsibility to share that this gives you choices, because whether you have a child with autism or not, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that this will give you choices for whatever curveball comes your way, or whatever decisions, or, you know, because we're all going to have curveballs in life. That's just part of it. That's just part of it. And this is going to be able to provide for your family, for your friends, for your parents, for whatever happens in your life. This will allow you to have freedom and to make the right choices for you, for your family. And that's priceless. So that's really it for me, you guys. I just wanted to say that this opportunity has completely transformed who I am as a person, and can transform my family's life. I just wanted to let you know, I started 8 years ago, but there's so many leaders on my team that are doing the same thing and have achieved the same level success as I have. I mean, I have a coach, Tara Bialik. She has been able to quit her teaching career. My sister, Jackie, who is the opposite of Chalene and Janelle. So she's older, but she's younger. She's tiny. She's like, we call her the Polly Pocket. But what's so cool about her is that she was so skeptical of this. I was like on her, like Chalene was saying about Janelle. I was on her for 6 freaking months. Finally, she's like, okay, I'm doing this. And she took off with this business. And now she has two boys, and she works from home. And she gets to travel with her kids. She's actually homeschooling her children this year. So you know what I'm saying? It's just, and there's so many other coaches. Those are just 2 examples, but it's just amazing, not only what you can do for yourself and what this can do for your family, but what you can share and then provide this opportunity to help other people have that same success. So, okay, I'm going to finish, but thank you so much for having me, Janelle. It was such an honor. Thank you guys for tuning in. And that's it. Do you have anything else for me, Janelle?
Oh my gosh, Mindy, my phone is blowing up. The comments are blowing up. People are already messaging me, wanting to get into our pre-training. So this is super exciting. You're such an inspiration. And you're proof that instead of looking at what you think you don't have or what you think isn't enough or isn't right, just looking at what you do have and what you can offer, and just having that belief in yourself and developing that belief in yourself, and developing, and learning how to overcome the shyness and learning how to put yourself out there. I mean, that's all things that you and I have learned after we became a coach, and that we teach our coaches. So thank you for being like the most amazing example of that. And thank you for being such a great friend and sharing your story so honestly and so open-heartedly. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much, Janelle. I appreciate it. I like I said, I was just excited to share today because You guys, if I can do this, anyone can do it. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, thanks you guys. Well, next up we have the Executive Director at Beachbody, Arnold, and he is going to speak to us about the support that corporate is going to give us and anything else that he thinks that we've missed. And I'm sure you're going to tell me that we need to say the Beachbody disclaimer, which I wasn't prepared to, Arnold, but maybe you have it written down there, Arnold, so you can fill us in on that. If not, I'll go from memory.
I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Excellent. Hey, thank you for having me, Janelle. Chalene, incredible. I never thought that I would share the stage with you. Mindy, just continue to blow me away every time. A little bit about myself. I do work for Team Beachbody, but I wasn't always on the corporate side. What I wanted to share is just how blown away I am by the personal growth that Mindy has had. I've had a chance to work with this team actually for the past 6 years, 6.5 years that I've been with this company, and it's just been incredible to see the kind of people that are part of this team and the caliber of people. They start like everyday people just like everybody else, and that never leaves them. And I think that is so important to point that out, but they also do grow. They also do improve themselves every single day. And Mindy, I remember, do I have an echo right now? Can you hear me okay?
You do. I'm going to fix it.
All right. Let's do a mic check real quick. Can you hear me now? Okay, I think I'm on mute. Okay, you can? Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Listen, so let me remove the headphones and just jump right in.
We did hear all that.
What's that?
We did hear you right from the beginning, just so you know.
Okay, awesome, awesome, very well. So I did want to just commend Janelle on the type of team that she's built and the culture that she's built. I remember back when I started, working with Mindy, as a matter of fact, and her and her husband Brad just had Lane at the time, and so personal growth has happened across the board from her family. Obviously adding Lily and Hudson, and just what the person that she is. She started, being from this small little town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to speaking to thousands of people at our national convention. And so if you're looking at this and you are wondering this is for you, I think Mindy embodies the fact that this is for everyone. Now, Janelle asked me to share the disclaimer. I don't have it memorized, but all I can say is Beachbody does not guarantee your level of income, but your hard work, your passion, your diligence, your level of skill that you bring certainly will. And speaking of skill, I can't think of a better team or one of the best teams in the network that can teach you how to become a better coach, an effective coach, and also a successful coach if you choose to. Now, you're on this call because someone invited you. And I want to share a quick story, and we'll close and kind of share how we plan to support you from a corporate standpoint. Every day we make decisions, and every day we have to manage decisions. So I'm going to repeat that at the end. But every day we make decisions, and every day we manage decisions. I remember in autumn of 2010, for our North American folks, it's the fall of 2010. My wife and I were playing co-ed soccer, co-ed football for our UK friends. And we were approached by one of my wife's friends, and who had just had her baby about 60 days before that, showing up for the game. And she showed up, and she looked like she hadn't had a baby. And so obviously what my wife just asked her was, what did you do? And she said, I did a program. It's called Insanity. And it worked very well. It worked incredibly well. And that's why I look the way I do. And obviously Jess immediately turned to me and said, we're buying it. We're making this happen. Now you have to understand, back then I was in great shape, and I was playing, football. I was very active. And so the moment she told me to do some at-home workout program, my initial decision was probably like Jackie, Mindy's sister, very skeptical. The last program that I remember, honestly, was in the mid-'80s with my mom doing these videos with the tall socks, neon green colors, and doing the aerobic type of exercises. And so I wasn't exactly thrilled to do it. Now, for those of you that are familiar or maybe not familiar with Insanity, it is insane. It is very hard. So we bought it. We got started. We did the workout. And after about a week, my wife found out that it was not her soulmate workout. She then cheered me for the rest of the 3 weeks that I did the program for, because after 30 days, I also hung up the program. It became self-development. I put it away, wasn't interested. I thought Shanti was insane, just didn't do it. 30 days later, I said, you know what? I'm not a quitter. I've got to finish this. And by the way, my wife later on found out that her soulmate workout was Chalene Extreme. So I don't know if Chalene is still on. She's a big fan of yours, and Chalene Extreme was what helped her transform herself. So 30 days after I actually did Insanity, I finished the workout. But here's what happened. The more I worked out, the more I stuck to the workout, is the more I did what? The more I ate. Because it felt like if I'm working out this hard, I can totally eat. I can do what I want, right? Again, I had made the decision, but nobody was really helping me manage the decision. In the spring of the next year, in 2011, I actually got a chance to join Team Beachbody from a corporate side. And Jeff Hill, who you guys will get to know, invited me to build a team. And at that point, Team Beachbody was a small project, was a very small company. We had maybe 40,000 coaches. By the way, we've 10x'd that to 400,000 coaches and growing. But the company was just getting started. And when I think about my experience and what the missing ingredient was for me to optimize my results, it was having a coach. That would have completely changed the game for me. And lucky enough, I've been a part of Team Beachbody now for 6.5 years. I've done T25, Insanity, P90X, Body Beast, PI. I was part of the Shift Shop test group. I've done all these programs because coaches do help me. Now, as we're talking here, you're from the United Kingdom. I do want to share the kind of support you can expect from the corporation, because every single day there is thousands of coaches that make the decision to become coaches. The hardest part is not really making the decision. The hardest part is managing the decision. When everyday life is in front of you, when you have to, when you have, you know, all those temptations to not work out and wake up early and eat the junk food. That's what coaches do. From a corporation standpoint, we are 100% serious about our United Kingdom. The way that we've supported our United States markets and Canada markets is exactly what we plan to do in the United Kingdom, for the simple reason that the UK is not only a hugely important market, but I can tell you that the UK will be a trampoline to help so many other people. So here's what you can expect. And Chalene kind of talked about the fact that we're going to launch on the 19th. What our hope is you can, you know, get ready for that opportunity so that you get going before the starting gun goes off, if you will, and you ready yourself for that. On the 21st of October, we will be in London for our official UK gun goes off, if you will. And can you still hear me okay? I'm gonna keep going. So we're gonna be there on the 21st in the UK. What do you expect from there? You're gonna hear stories. You're gonna hear some business training. You're gonna hear from our CEO, from our company presidents, and you're gonna get a workout from Shanti for those of you that have signed up for that. Now, moving forward, we will have support. And here's what we do. Not everybody's goals are the same. Some of you might want to get your products paid for all the way to being the next Janelle Summers or the next Mindy Wender of the United Kingdom. Some of you are anywhere in between, you know, that and that. And so what we intend to do is we're going to have a series of trainings, a series of events about every 3-4 months where you can meet and mingle with other coaches, whether it's for a workout, a group workout, or a coach training, what we call Super Saturday. But we will also give you a chance at the turn of the year, at the beginning of the year in 2018, to join another large event. So we've got 2 main events in October. There'll be another one in January where we'll have a full training. We'll have a full 2018 year to go. We're super excited about it. For those of you that not only want to pay it forward, but want to take it up a notch, we will have a senior, not only a senior sales manager, but we'll have a senior communications manager and promotions manager, where every day, every single month, we'll have promotions. We'll partner with you, we'll coach you, we'll mentor you, we'll want to sit down with you and see essentially what our pioneers in the United Kingdom want to do. And having had the chance and the opportunity and the privilege to launch Canada about 4 years ago, we look forward to applying the same thing and just doing some incredible things. Listen, every day you make a decision, and we hope that today is the day that you make a decision to become not only a Beachbody customer, but maybe in the autumn of this year, fall of this year, to become a Beachbody coach, and partner up with a coach that brought you here, because you just never know. With the right decision and managing the decision, finding someone that can help you, your life might just change the same way that it has done for Mindy and for Janelle and for so many across the North American continent. So Janelle, I want to toss it back to you. I appreciate you having me here. I look forward to meeting a lot of your UK customers and coaches in autumn of this year, and helping them, if they will allow us, change their lives.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Arnaud, I'm so sorry about the little technical glitch there, but thank you for pushing through that. Thank you so much. You guys, corporate gives us such great trainings. I mean, we all do trainings, but they, on top of that, they give us trainings as well, and they put in front of us, we have what's called a national wake-up call every Monday, and they put the best coaches on those calls and give the best practices. And corporate is so supportive of what we do, because we're like their best business partner. We're the ones that are out there in the field that are doing these workouts. We're putting in the sweat, and we're the ones that are inspiring our friends and family and people on our social media, and they get that. Arnaud just explained to you the support that corporate gives you, but if you just are on social media and you see even our CEO, Carl Deichler, and how into it he is, and even doing the workouts himself, it's just really cool. You can tell that, right from the top, this company believes in what we do, as far as inspiring people and really impacting people's lives, and they want to support us. They want us to be successful in this business. They want us to be able to reach more people. They want us to be able to help more people. So they really, truly listen to our needs and our struggles. And if we're like, we really need this, or our customers or our friends are having this problem or this issue, and they really stay in tune with what is cutting edge. I mean, that's why we've got the Beachbody on demand and live streaming, and they were doing that. I remember when we first started hearing about that, we were all like, wow, this is going to be so cool. They're always on top of it. So I just so appreciate that. Thank you, Arnaud, for speaking to us about that. And for everyone that is on this presentation, please know that this live link is also the recording link, so you can re-access that and send it to your UK friends and family members who are also considering getting into this business with you. And for those of you that are already coaches on our team from the United States and Canada, you can share this recording with them, with your teams, and they can share it with their UK friends. So thank you everyone for getting on this amazing call, and thank you for everyone, my sister and Arnaud and Mindy Wender, for being a part of it. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.